Feels like a small one, this one. Until he saw the kayak. Good morning, welcome to another PTP Fishing, and yes, I couldn't help myself, I've had to come back to Lake Kurwongbah. Got to say though, I am a little torn as to what I'm going to do. Do I learn from what I did last time, head up the lake to where I found those fish and attack those, or do what I was going to do last time if I didn't leave my paddle behind, which was go to the main basin and see if I can find, I guess, the winter pattern. So when I talk about the winter pattern, basically the fish during these cooler months tend to school up in the deeper areas of the lake, generally towards the dam walls and those sort of things in all of our various lakes. They're in big schools, they're wanting to go spawning, and they congregate in big numbers, and people attack them with their deep water techniques. So it is something I'm not very good at or haven't managed to master. So I'm torn as to whether I go and give that a try, because I've got a beautiful morning this morning, or whether I just head up the lake. So we're going to go for a quick paddle now. I'll make that decision shortly. So welcome to another PTP Fishing from Lake Kurwongbah. Let's see if we can go and find these fish. So decision's made, well, sort of. I've decided just to duck around the corner from the launch point, and just see if these fish are in any numbers in this main basin here. As you can see, the spillway for the lake is just over there. So what I need to do is, I guess with the deep water techniques, it's very much you've got to find fish. It's not fishing blind, it's definitely looking for fish on your sounder, finding numbers of them, and then throwing a spoon or a tail spinner or something through them in the hope that you can get them to bite. So at the moment I'm just going to explore a little bit with a lipless crankbait to see if I spot some of these fish. I'll give this half an hour or so, and if I can't find them or I can't get them to bite, I'll head up to where I found those fish last time round. Ooh, there's a fish. So I've just begun prospecting, so I did the little check out the deeper water, and just couldn't find fish, so I thought I'd come up to where I was before. But before I actually get into where I was, you just sort of prospect on your way in, and there you go, there's the first fish for the morning on that Rapala V-blade, one of the angriest looking lures I've ever seen. So cute little guy, 285, so I'm on the board. So I'm on the board. Just wanted to show you that lure very quickly. So that's a Rapala V-blade, so lipless crankbait, fitted out with those mustard inline singles. I think it's number 6 at the front and a number 8 at the back. So 6 at the front, 8 at the back. Pretty cool colour, as I said, angriest looking lure, check that eye out. But that's what got me my first fish. There's a few fish on the sounder, so let's see if I can get a few more. There's one. Tell you what, very subtle bites. A bit more get up and go though, this one. I don't think he's massive, but because I don't think it's massive and it's taking line. Oh, nice fish. Nice fish. Very nice fish. Come here, buddy. Cool. So, thought I'd show you that fish. That's a much better fish than the last one. I'd say that one's closer to 40 than it is, I'd say it's well over 40 centimetres anyway, so maybe 41, 42. There's that Rapala V-blade. Not sure what colour that is, but what I might do is somewhere on the screen I'll pop that colour there. Like I said, a little bit of prospecting, and you know, lipless crankbaits, spinnerbaits, those sort of things are the best lures to do that sort of prospecting. Anyway, we'll get that lure out of him, pop a tag in him, we'll let him go. So the iometer was in pretty well, 41 centimetres, lovely fish, he's been out the water long enough. Away he goes. There's a fish. Ooh. Oh, that feels like a better fish. So the difference today to last time I was here is I'm not seeing big schools of fish or lots of numbers on the sounder. What I am seeing is just these scattered fish. Hence why I'm doing this, what I'm doing, which is the, I guess, the exploring with the lipless crankbait or the Rapala V-blade. Because what it does is just let me fan cast around this open water. And these individual fish that I'm seeing on the sounder, the idea is hopefully I can just pick these off rather than relying on seeing big bunches of fish on the sounder, and that's just another solid fish. So the battery went flat when I was releasing that fish, so that last fish was 40 centimetres. So any fish over 40 centimetres in Kurwongbah is a good fish, so let's hope that trend continues. Yep, there's another one. Feels like a small one, this one. Until he saw the kayak. Just got to be a little bit careful. Far out. Did nothing at the start, just came straight to me, and now he's playing up deluxe. Oh, that's why. Look at that. Wow. Oh, no. Come up here. Wow. Look at that, and he's just nipped at that, so I've caught him on that back hook. I think they're getting bigger. Woohoo! Had people, I've seen on social media forums asking whether that Rapala V-blade works. Well, there's the evidence that it does. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Anyway, time to tag another one. Well, considering the lack of fight of that fish at the start, you would have sworn it was a smaller fish, but that actually equals my PB at Lake Kurwongbah. So 45.5 centimetres. So one last look at him. Big, fat, healthy fish. They've got so much condition at this time of the year because obviously normally they'd be trying to go to spawn. So 45.5 centimetres, lovely fish. And he just waved me goodbye. That's going to be pretty hard to match that, I think. Ooh, there's a fish again. There you go. So next cast, my prospecting has turned into catching. In fact, I think you always like it when your prospecting turns into catching. They all seem to be quite reasonable fish too. I've got that small one early out of the shallower water, but we're in much deeper water. Oh, and he come off. Ooh. Boo, he says. Let's see if we can get another one. I don't like losing fish. When you lose fish, they tend to go and tell their mates for whatever reason. It's never good juju losing a fish. Never good juju. See if we can make up for it in a hurry. Get the juju back. Only one more cast and I might try one of those sinking stick baits very quickly just to see. Because I've got plenty of fish on the sounder, so seeing fish isn't an issue. Just the bad juju of losing a fish is the issue. Need a calmer change. Rightio, so just very quickly going to change to that lipless crankbait that I used last time. Not even going to turn the camera off. Going to give this one cast just to see whether something a bit more subtle will fire these guys up again, because otherwise I will paddle back there and drift back over. Oh, there we go. First cast on the sinking stick bait. I think I've been calling it a lipless crankbait, but this is the sinking stick bait. So again, it's that thing, it just wobbles on its way down. And we've lost the camera on my head, so I'll just talk to the other one, but that's all right. So first cast, like I said, it's just a slightly more subtle presentation. And what that does is I think it just gives these fish a bit more time to see your lure. And with that, hopefully they grab it, which obviously this guy has. We'll try not to lose this one, so we keep the catching juju, not the losing juju. Just doesn't want to come up. Well, I'm going to go the other side of the kayak. No, he doesn't. Now he comes this side. What are you doing? He's a nice fish. He's a nice fish. It's interesting. So it shows you they're not quite on, because he's actually grabbed that rear treble hook. So the fish are a little slow. You know, the last one I got on the lipless crankbait was also on the rear hook. This one's on the rear hook, and most probably the one I lost was most probably on the rear hook as well. So they've most probably just switched off for a little bit. So there you go, another 40, another solid fish. Change the battery and the GoPro on my head, and we'll get back into them. Seems to be your first cast, get a fish. Oh, and that's why. That would be why she was tangled. So let's try that again, he says. Preferably with no tangles this time. Ooh, there we go. So, not tangled, get fish. Very distracted by whatever is jumping over there. Wowee. Quality of these fish is just ridiculous. Another absolute stonker. Oh my goodness me. I find it hard not to show you these fish. 45 centimeters, big round fat belly, super condition at this time of the year. Sinking stick baits, lipless crankbaits. I'm having a ball. So 2 casts with this without it being tangled has resulted in 2 fish. Let's see if we can make it 3 from 3. Oh, do it. I didn't even feel that bite. It was just the line went slack. It was obviously swimming towards me. So as I said earlier, it's so nice when your prospecting turns into catching. And this is exceptional now. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy how good this fishing is now. So and these guys, this was the subtlest bite. Like I said, all that happened was the line went slack. I thought, hello, what's going on here? So I wound up and he was on. Get this net ready. And they're just going so hard. I said, this time of year the fish are in such good condition. Oh, I don't know whether the camera will pick it up, but this is just another absolute stonker. And he's got both sets of hooks of that Fisher Swift across his face. So there it is again. Definitely another 40+ centimetre fish. Front hook snaveled. Beautiful fish. Unbelievable morning. Unbelievable session. I have no words. Oh, there you go. He couldn't resist the little... Yeah, I reckon that little wobbling action, it must just wobble down in front of them. And they go, should I eat it? Should I eat it? Yes, I should. It's not as big as some... Oh, get away from the kayak. Not as big as a few of the last ones, but still a solid fish. Solid fish. Ooh. Oh. Just about to say the concentrations of fish that I'd found have disappeared. So yeah, I'm just sort of been mucking around. I've most probably gone 15 minutes without a fish. So I thought, oh, I'll just do a little bit of prospecting out in the slightly deeper water. I don't think these sinking stick baits would be ideal in really deep water, but you know, 20-25 foot of water, if you've got the patience to let them get to the bottom, is definitely an option. I don't think I've caught a monster like the last few, but like I said, it's the first fish for a little while. And I think because they're in such good condition, they're certainly, oh, I'm saying it's not that big a fish. Wowee. Not a big fish, and he's most probably 40. No, maybe not quite that big, high 30s. So that's it from another PTP fishing. That last fish was 38 centimetres. I think it's time to get off the water. We've got a water skier on the water at the moment, and it's just one of those things where, there we go, sign off and catch a fish. Maybe I will stay a little bit longer, but I will sign off on this particular episode from Lake Kurwongbah. I urge you, if you enjoy my videos, please like and subscribe. Check out a whole heap of the other videos that I've done here at Lake Kurwongbah. Happy to provide the old tips and tricks and everything else, but I'll get to landing this fish. feels like it's going to be not a bad fish. We'll see you next time from PTP Fishing. Is he going to let me wave? Catch you next time. See ya. Feels like a good fish. Oh my goodness me. Oh, and he has swallowed that entire sinking stick bait. It's all the way in his mouth. I think he wanted it. What a fish to finish on. Unbelievable.